Hello, I'm David Scheinbaum from Scheinbaum and Russick. Thank you for joining us today. In today's video, I'd like to review with you or go over how we pack and ship prints. If you're a photographer, this is probably something you'll have occasion to do on a regular basis. If you're a collector, you probably have galleries sending you prints on approval, and on occasion, you'll be sending them back. After 41 years, we've seen it all. I can't tell you the great and terrible packaging we've seen. I can't tell you all the stories about how packages can be ruined. They could be crushed, they could be broken, they could be bent in half, trucks could run over them, forklifts could go through them, they could be thrown off a plane, they could be backed up in a loading area. It's kind of insane. So the packing system, in a way, you have to kind of outsmart all the shippers. You know, you have to think about what could possibly happen to this package. And then you have to ensure like it's not going to happen to your package. Good thing we have this rare documentary footage of how a package is delivered. Thanks to Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. I just want to give you an idea of what your package is going to experience from the moment it leaves your house till the minute it arrives at the destination. So take a look at this.
Good defense! Good defense!
We're going downtown. What do you want?
HDS, sir. And how are you this afternoon? All righty then. I have a package for you.
Sounds broken.
Most likely, sir. I'll bet it was something nice, though.
Okay, well, now you get a sense of what we're dealing with. Let me just show you our preferred way to pack and ship a print. First of all, I don't like shipping framed pieces. I like shipping our prints in 2 pieces of 1/4-inch masonite where we have a firm, flat package that's going to go to however you're going to ship it. Once you introduce a frame, this is going to get thicker. Once packages get bigger, I think we're asking for trouble. I think if you're going to send framework, then you're going to need to either contact an art handler or one of your local packing and shipping establishments to build a crate for you. I'm not a big fan of cardboard. I know you could double box things and add macaroni and do all that stuff, but the truth is, even a well-packed cardboard package can be crushed if something falls on it, and again, if a truck drives over it. So I think if you're going to be shipping frameworks, you're going to be dealing with a different kind of packing. But if we have to ship this print and this is a beautiful Beaumont Newhall photograph of Edward Weston's darkroom. This is what we'll be pretending to ship today. Let me take you through how we do it here at Scheinbaum and Russick. So I have the print. First thing, extremely important, is I take a piece of interleaving paper and cover the photograph. So you want to make sure that the photograph is protected. So many things could attack the emulsion of a print. You really want to put some interleaving there. Next thing we do is we pack it in plastic. That's not just for protecting the print, but that's for when the package is left in a puddle or it's left outside in the rain on your porch or your patio, or some driver spills their coffee on your package. So we're going to use a plastic bag. This one you'll see is a little large, and we like to use this low-tack tape. Usually it's blue. I don't think I'm out of blue. Janet has switched us to green. So this is it's called painter's tape. It's a low-tack tape. I just to kind of make the bag the size of the print. It's kind of a courtesy to the person that's going to open the package to put a little fold on one end, like that. I don't know if you could see this, but if you're doing this, it kind of gives someone a little tab to pull the tape when they're unpacking your print, so they don't have to be scratching at it with their fingernails or whatever. So you just fold down one end. That's kind of more of a courtesy thing to do. Take another piece. And again, I wouldn't recommend this tape for anything that needs to be, really secure, but just to hold a plastic bag, I think it's fine. And again, I'll put that little tab there. Once I have the print in the bag, I kind of choose this piece of masonite, and then, you could call your lumberyard or wherever. I like to have at least 3 inches all around the size of the piece. You could have 4, you could have 5, but I wouldn't have less. These baggages, they're going to be, bounced on their corners. They might be thrown to the driver from the truck. The corners could get crushed. So you want enough space around it that if something happens to this, it's not going to happen to your print. So you'll see I have plenty of room here, and I'm going to pack it in a way the same way I put prints into a mat. I make corners. This is a good time if you get show announcements every day like we do. The show announcement cards is kind of a perfect thickness to make corners. This is basically our passes from the Paris photo last year, which didn't happen. So we had a whole stack of them. So I could use them for packing. So here's what I do. It's a piece of cardboard. I basically fold 2 triangles. I don't know if you remember, we used to make those paper hats out of newspapers, and just put it onto the corner. We're basically going to secure this into the masonite so the print can't migrate closer to the edge. So it's nice and tight in there. And once I have those corners on, I take my tape. I'm going to tape all the corners. I don't know if we'll be able to speed up this video, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. But after I put a piece of tape across the corners, like so, I reinforce each corner with 2 more pieces of tape. One there, and one there. So maybe I won't take the time. So it's a piece across, then another piece there, another piece there. And I hope you could see this in the video. So we do that to all 4 corners. The piece is going to be nice and tight in there, it can't move. I don't know how this happens, but after I take this up, you even probably won't believe it, but it is possible, and I don't know how, that the top could come off of this package, and you could end up with this. I don't know how it happens, but in 41 years we've seen it happen. So it's important to put something inside with your name and address. So I would, if you're going to write a letter to whoever you're sending it to, or you're going to return it to a gallery, I would suggest you write a letter. If you don't have stationery, has something with your name and address, which you'll basically put inside the package, and with a piece of tape, you just tape it onto that plastic bag. I don't suggest you put the value inside the package. That, if there's some unscrupulous person opening this package, you basically want them to see a photograph. You don't want them to see it's $3,000 or whatever. So I wouldn't put a value, but I would put, this print is coming from me, and I'm returning it, or I'm sending it, or I hope you enjoy it. But it has your return address, and it has your information on it. And I kind of double that by taking, basically the shipping label typically goes on the outside, but we also like to put a shipping label on the inside. And again, if this ever got separated, people could see, where it's from, who it was going to, and it's not going to get lost in some system. So after I have my print nice and tight, plenty of room, I'll put the top piece of masonite on. I'll use, this is regular Scotch tape. It's not the strongest tape in the world, but I'll use the tape at first to basically set the, this might be easy at this point to do without gloves, to set the masonite so it's nice and square. Then I'll use some strapping tape. And I don't know, I'm guessing you're familiar, but this strapping tape has this filament in it. It's very strong. And I just basically use strapping tape and put it on just two sides. One way, then the other way. And that's going to basically hold this together, but you'll see there's still space here, and even though we have the print in plastic, we don't want stuff getting inside the package. So I then go back to my Scotch tape and I run it around all the edges like so. I'll just do two so you could get the idea. But this, and then this just basically will seal the package all around. So this is all sealed, the strapping tape holds it tight. I do that on all four sides, and now I'll take the outside shipping label, which also has our return address on it, and you'll see this print is going to Alfred Stieglitz at Gallery 291. I hope it gets there. But after I put my label on, I don't trust the sticky on there. I always put tape over the label. Again, if it's against something in the truck, I tape that label on so it can't be removed. So this is nice and thin and strong. It could be thrown, it could be caught. I think this print is going to be safe. So, these days, There's a number of companies that are making, you know, this cardboard packing. This thing is called a Master Pack, but there's other companies. This Masonite cost me about $14. A Master Pack of this size would probably be about $30 or $35. But they're good. As much as I said I'm not a fan of cardboard, these are made for shipping prints. So the inside comes out, and you see on the inside it has this rigid surface that you really can't penetrate. And you would tape your print in here the same way I did. You would make corners, you know. It comes in various sizes. You'd want to make sure it's 3 or 4 inches larger than your print. You tape it in with corners. You'll close this up. I would tape this up, and then you put it inside this part, and then you tape both ends. This will work. Again, it costs a little more money, but there's nothing wrong with it. What we'll do for you on our blog that's attached to this video when we send it out on our website, which is photographydealers.com, we'll give you a whole list of vendors that we use. You might have questions. Where do we get our interleaving paper? Where do we get the bags? Where do we buy our tape? Where could you buy these pre-made shipping packages? We work with 4 or 5 different places where we're not attached to them in any way, but you know, we'll just list them for you. They're not the only ones, but they're the ones that we use. So if you want to see where we get our supplies, where you can buy supplies, we'll attach that to the blog that we send out with today's video. Other than that, happy packing and shipping, and I hope your packages arrive safe and sound. I'm sure they will, and thanks for joining us today.